How you doing, Abdullah?
I'm well, thank you, Daniel.
All right. Good to see you too. Now, remember, we still have our eye on this statement that was made by Dr. Prince Ama, who is the Executive Secretary for the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment. Okay, now this statement was actually confirmed by the Director General for the Ghana Education Service, Professor Opokwa Mankwa, on Newsnight yesterday. And the question was, will BECE be scrapped? He said yes. In 4 years, there will be no more BECE. So we wanted to probe this a bit further, but we are still working the phone lines. We'll guess Dr. Ama and we'll bring him in. But before that, we've been asking this question all morning. Office romance, to do or not to do? I mean, when you see the lady and she's all that you've been waiting for, he's everything you've dreamed of. And when you see this man and you realize, no, he even looks good when you're standing by him. You know, you see the wedding gown already and he's working with you. I mean, why should that stop you from going for what you want? But then again, what if things go haywire? So that's the question we are asking this morning. What are the pros and cons of office romance? Sending your message on 0244-340-437, 0244-340-437. Tweet at us as Joy997FM. Go on our Facebook page, Joy 99.7 FM. Remember, the hashtag is JoySMS. Of course, the quintessential Enimwa Enimado is also here to join in the conversation. Hi, Enimwa.
Hi, Daniel, for the second time this morning.
Yep,
How are you?
I'm blessed though, Charlie. How are you?
So what do you think about office romance?
I don't have an opinion.
And this
I am a host.
How are you pleading? Nah,
Hey, boss, this is one conversation.
One conversation that you don't want to.
I'm very happy to be a host. When we finish, I'll say some nice things and then we'll go.
What else? You know what time it is. Oh, baby, come baby. Yeah, Papa, me yada. Princess, ni fearful, you know what paga. Near me, feel it cross in the ya, was shada. Nensa, fifa me chin, who am a taba. Body, the shoddy got it for days. Or don't call me preco, cause the way you be one of your ways. Forgetting the band dressing, actually get it with taste. Until my casa crash, I want to case, cause. Obi you get money they talk. If you don't get money, hide your face. You don't go trigger Fenty. Red bottoms, Louis Vuitton. Physical cash, no checks. Oh, who the long, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Baby, let me open your cherry, I'm in bold blues. And Nigeria pull up your Chevy, Winnie will cruise. One mess in the younger poppy will bloom. That's on the house now.
If I tell you that I'm blessed, you go see, so don't get stressed. She did beat me for my chest. Damn, I'm lucky. If I tell you that I'm blessed, you go see, so don't get stressed. She did beat me for my chest. Damn, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Mommy, come juggle, I'm lucky. Daddy.
Are you looking for a 1, 2, or 3-seater and L-shaped sofa crafted to the finest details and available in various colors for your home, office, or hotel? Look no further. Latex Foam is your one-stop shop destination, whatever your choice and budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life. Remember, today's agenda is brought to you by Societe Generale. SG Ghana, the future is you. Remember as well that Telecel has 4G internet service to meet your business, home, and on-the-go needs. This is 4G data not only on your phone, but also extended for use in offices and homes. There's also Telecel Fiber Broadband if you live at Airport's residential area, Laboni, Rich Cantonments, Jolu, and other locations. You can call us to find out about your area and service availability. The number is 0303-975-342 or 344. You can also email us on inquiry@telecel4g.com. Telecel, just a touch. Now, our final guest for this morning's conversation is Nanaba Namwa. She joins us on the line. Good morning, Nanaba.
Hi, Daniel. Morning.
How's everything?
Excellent.
Beautiful. Let me begin with you, Nanaba, in this conversation. So,
why me?
A simple yes or no, because I like you. A simple yes or no. A simple yes or no. Office romance. First of all, has it happened to you before?
Never.
Never?
Yep.
Why
never.
not?
I don't know. I think once I get into a work environment, I just never find any man in my office attractive enough to go into a relationship with. I mean, they are cool men, very excellent men. There are women for them who find them really, really attractive and want to be with them. But me, I psych myself. I am not interested in office romance. I want nothing to do with it. I don't have a problem if anybody goes into one, but I just don't like it. I don't want it.
Why not?
Because I don't want the situation where you're in my face every time. The relationship could go south. It could affect me in the office. I'm a very emotional person. I'm really emotional. And so if a relationship goes south, it sometimes takes a toll on me. And I don't want anything like that to affect my productivity at work. I mean, my work comes first before anything else. If I have to choose between my partner and my work, I'm choosing my work and not my partner.
That's
and
cold.
So, yeah. And so I can't do office romance. I really can't. I can't deal with it. It's just a no for me. But I know people who've done it. They've gone on to get married. They've had great relationships, and I'm happy for them. I've also seen some go really sour, and one of them had to quit the job. So yeah, one of them had to quit because it was horrible. The lady ended up going out with another man in the office. They broke up, and she decided to go and date another man. And the other guy was a superior. It was nasty. It was really nasty.
What did the guy do?
The guy quit eventually.
Leading up to quitting, yeah.
No, but it was terrible. People were laughing at him. It was subtle, but it was bad. And I felt really sorry for him. I felt really, really sorry for him. And this happened in a media house that I used to work in. So it's horrible. It could just go sour. It could go bad. And it could affect you if you don't have the strength and a thick skin to withstand it. So it's a no for me completely. I just can't do it.
Nanya, has it happened to you before?
Yeah.
You've been in an office relationship before?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, years ago, but I don't think it's a problem at all. No, but just to point out, I'm a big fan of you, but yeah, I think it depends on your relationship, you as a person, how you can handle it. I don't think it's the term relationship that spoils things at all. It's how you are and how you are with the other person in there.
So this sort of situation that happened a few years ago?
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was perfect?
Yeah.
Tell us about her. Are you still with her?
No, absolutely not. But
are you still working there?
No, I'm not.
Is that why you're not working there?
Not at all.
Okay.
I mean, this was about 6-7 years ago. Yeah.
So what happened?
What, in terms of relationship or how it was?
That relationship, yeah.
Oh, it was fine. I mean, people talk like, I'm going to see the person in the office like I'm in one room. I mean, you have about a few, 8-9 floors, you can always separate what you're doing within the workspace from her. And it's up to you to separate your relationship from your work mode. So you can be in work mode and still be in a relationship with the person in the same place. It's like I said, it's the human element that actually either makes or breaks it. Not the relationship.
For us to really understand what you're saying, we need to see how you did it so that we know that it's doable. So, okay, so tell us, what kind of organization were you working in?
I was working in a real estate firm.
In a real estate firm?
Yep.
And what was she doing? What were you doing?
What was she doing? She was working in sales. I was working within property management.
So these are two different departments?
Yeah,
like
two different departments. But, we came across each other in the same offices because, there's like a trajectory between where you take stuff further from one point to another. Okay. So you always meet at some point. But, I mean, luckily for me, I think the dynamic adds when you live with them. I think that might be another issue as well. For me, I wasn't living with the person.
Okay.
So, if I did see them, it would be occasionally for the weekend. And then at work, I'll see them in that working capacity too. But, at home, outside, we're in a relationship. At work, we're at work. We just happen to be in a relationship there too. But my work was never intertwined with that.
Did your colleagues at the office know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, initially, I didn't tell them.
Okay.
But, one thing led... Right, exactly.
That expression, Nana, but why are you laughing? That expression, one thing led to another. I've been looking for those things.
That is what I was thinking about.
I've been looking for those things from time. I still can't find them.
No, for me, it's easy. like when you're there and you see someone, yeah, fine. If you find them attractive, I don't think my first question isn't, oh, what if it goes wrong? What if it goes right? Like, why are we so negative? If you want it to work, it'll work. The same things that you're worried about in terms of it not working out are the same issues that might be there if you weren't even working together. If you can still be at home, the person that working with you can still come to work and be upset with the whole world. What's the difference?
But this time you
don't
see the person. Mm-hmm.
You don't see the person.
What does that mean? I mean, you're still seeing the person. I mean,
No, you have 8 hours. Your working hours. Sorry, hi. This is.
Oh, don't worry. Just go ahead.
No, Daniel. Before I say anything, I didn't know you have such a wide audience. Like, so to everybody listening to me, my Twitter family, my sister, and everybody home and abroad. Hey. Okay, so yes, back to
And
you.
your work
Yes.
Saying, when you
Did you want to say hi to the work husband? No,
I don't have a work husband. I absolutely don't have a work
Okay,
husband.
go ahead,
So
go ahead.
I'm safe on that subject.
Go on.
So back to where you're saying you fight with the person at home, you leave it at home. You can't be mad, but you don't see. You know how you be upset with somebody and it's okay when you don't see them. This time you are seeing them. You are probably seeing each other at the canteen. You are crossing lines in the lift. How does that work for office harmony? It really doesn't. I know that it's understandable. You are spending a third of your life working with these people, and definitely people will catch feelings. It's understandable. But I don't see how people enter relationships at the workplace. Yes, it leads to marriage, absolutely. But I don't see how people think it works for it's supposed to work, because for me, I am totally not a fan of office romance. It shouldn't start. It shouldn't even get to marriage. And if it does get to marriage, resign.
So negative.
So, no, that is not negative. That is being realistic. When you say so negative, we are looking at office harmony, conflict of interest, and all that. Yes, you sign an undertaking saying you don't want to declaring this, that. But we are looking at the human factor here, and you can never do anything without taking in the human factor aspect, because at the end of the day, it comes into play.
So you agree with me then? Because my point was that it wasn't a relationship; it was the human aspect.
No. Yeah. You need to understand. Yes, it's the relationship. It's not the relationship. But who are those entering the relationship? It's the human.
So they need to take responsibility of how they act in the office.
No, you can't police somebody's idea of you need to take responsibility of how they need to act, yada yada yada. It doesn't work like that. It's a human thing. Before you say, okay, I have so much self-control, I can do this. Before you realize, you see the person, and then all the person has. And yeah, I was off air. We're saying this. You'd be at the office with somebody you are dating, and then, I mean, when you are not working together, it's okay when you have a colleague that you go out for lunch with, you go home, you go to your partner. But then this time, you are virtually pigeonholed into the kind of people that you can smile with, you can laugh with, because then if you are laughing with somebody, your partner would be wondering, okay, so why is she laughing? Why is he laughing with her so much? And yeah, it's an individual thing, but you can't rule out that factor. Okay, but if you have so many people having office romance, can you imagine the sort of disharmony it brings? And people open businesses for profits. They are not there to
open a matchmaking agency.
Yeah, if it's a matchmaking, even for a matchmaking, the end goal is profit.
Okay, anyway, what do you think?
So in the first place, I mean, if you're talking about the psychology, of people, if you're talking about social psychology, we have a thing called the proximity principle. And what it does is that it explains the fact that there's a tendency for us as individuals to form interpersonal relationships with people who are close by. And so in the first place, just the fact that you're spending so much time with people definitely sets the ground for some sort of interpersonal relationship. Secondly, it's very interesting because when you work within a team, you find that in the recruitment process, there's certain sorts of margins that are met. There's certain sorts of standards that have to be set. So educationally, mentally, in the way that you think, you find that a group of people who work together a lot of times have a lot of similarities. For example, if you take the SMS team, for example, which is the Super Morning Show team, you'll find that a lot of us are educationally matched, intellectually matched. We're having arguments. We understand the job. We understand the stresses. We're doing the late nights together. And so it's already a pool of people who are available and accessible and who you match with just based on the HR process of recruitment. So the reality is that workplace romance is something that is very, very rife, if that's the right word to use. I'm just looking for an article. There was a Forbes did a study, and they came up with a few surprising things about workplace romance. The first one was that about half of employees, all employees, have engaged in some form of office romance. About 58%
Do you know how I like to interpret statistics? You know how I like to do it anyway. So if half of all employees engage in workplace romance, that means that half of the people sitting in this studio have engaged in workplace romance.
Okay, apart from that, almost half of employees don't know their company's policy regarding office romances. Yeah, you're being mischievous now. I thought you said you were going to behave yourself and be a good host. And the other thing that was really interesting was that almost 3 in 4, 72% would participate in an office romance if given the chance. And then there was also something about affairs. Most affairs that happen with people that you work with. And so the reality is that when you're spending so much time with people. Now, for example, let's bring it home. Imagine if you and I were dating, for example. We're here at work at 5 a.m. You know, we're doing the show. We're going out on assignments. We're working on sounds. There's so much stuff that we do together. On good days, we get along pretty well. And so, especially with our kind of job, it would be easier because there's a certain level of understanding. You don't have to call the other person and say, you know, I'm running late. I have to go and interview this person. I'm getting home at 2 a.m. They don't understand.
Because you get it.
Because you get it.
So what you're saying is that in some ways, it's even better.
In some ways, it definitely is better. So my husband and I worked together for about 3 years. Yes, in DHL. But times were hard. You know, London is a hassling situation. But we worked together, you know, for about 3 years. There were many good things. You see sides of the person that you may not see if you don't work with them. You appreciate a lot of things that you may not appreciate, especially if they're a person who's committed to growth and to development. You see them grow. You see them get better. It also tests your relationship because there are so many difficult moments. Even your ability to be objective, giving feedback. You know, I love this person. I need to give them feedback. So I'm loving you, I'm criticizing you. I'm loving you, I'm criticizing you. You know, and so it develops and definitely puts a strain on the relationship, but in a good way if it's handled maturely.
So you bring an interesting element to the discussion, which Nanaba maybe we haven't looked at, i.e., it could actually make you a better person at work and at home if you're going out with someone that you're working with. Is Nanaba there?
Oh, I'm here.
Yes, I was asking. Yeah, I was asking you that have we considered the fact that if this person is so invested in you emotionally, they could actually help you to do better at your job?
Well, again, I cannot speak from that position because I don't know. I don't open myself up for office romance. I'm completely against it, and I will be against it for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I'm not interested in it. I'm a better person with my boyfriend being outside my office. My boyfriend is my number one fan and my number one critic. He watches me on TV. When I ask a stupid question, he's the first person to tell me that this question was stupid. Why did you ask that question? I don't need him to be in my newsroom, to be in my office, to be giving me that kind of feedback. I just can't. I don't want it that way. I don't want to be seeing my boyfriend every step I take. I want to be away from home. I want to be removed from the relationship when I come to my office and work. I don't want to be in the office and think that because my boyfriend is in the office, I need to look a certain way at all times. I need to be walking a certain way. I need to have a hawk eye, looking out for what he's up to and what he's not up to. I can't do it. I will not even thrive. It will make me a worse person in the office. And I agree with the lady with the Fox research she put out. Fantastic. And the second one is even more interesting, that a lot of employees have no idea what the office policy about romance is. So, for instance, you remember youth when UT was UT, they were completely against office romance. And the CEO, then, Kofi Mwabe, made it clear in all his interviews, it was put out at the company that no romance in this office. If you go into a relationship and you're caught, you both be fired. Or if you think you're falling in love with another person, do the honorable thing and resign. One of you should resign. Go and look for another job. So if we know about the policies in the office on office romance, it will be good. But there are times when the employees don't know, the company themselves have no policy. People go into relationships, and then you find maybe the managing director or a branch manager or whatever coming in to complain later. And they're not complaining because it probably affected their work. Maybe because the superior was interested in the lady this guy was dating. And things get nasty sometimes. Things get really nasty. And so, for the question you asked, I can't answer it. My work is being...
Have you considered it?
No.
You haven't considered how this person who works with you could help you work better if they were in a relationship with you?
No. It has never even crossed my mind. Here is the thing. When I walk into my office, I see every man in the office as my brother. Everybody is in the brother zone.
It's a brother zone for me.
You feel zoned.
Oh, gosh.
You feel zoned. So there is no point in even trying to
Did you meet your husband?
Sorry?
No. So I'm not wanted to ask a question, but Abna, you have a question for Enimwa?
Yes, I was asking her, did she meet her husband at the workplace? Because when you don't, and then she said no. And then she was saying that's not the point, but that is exactly
it's actually not the point, and I'll tell you why. No, I met him in church. No, hang on, so that you answer the question properly, then you can actually comment. I met him in church, and both of us were working. He was playing the organ and I was singing. So it was a work setting. It wasn't official work, but we were working together. So we served together.
You don't go to church every day.
It was an office. I was in church Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and half of Saturday, and so therefore, essentially. I mean, we would have rehearsals for 4 hours, for 5 hours.
No, 8 hours.
We would have 5 hours. But the thing is, when you say 8 hours, it is not about the fact that we work in the same building. It is about your emotional intelligence as part of a couple. It's about understanding the fact that there is space. It does. You have to understand that there is space. You have to understand that the other person needs their alone time.
Boundaries,
so we can be working in the same building.
Those of us who are totally against office romance, it's also about our emotional intelligence. Whichever way you look at it, it's about emotional.
It's actually
we
not.
Are emotionally intelligent to know that we know this thing is not good for us. It doesn't work. It won't work. The fact that, and then the point that Enimwa was making about the person builds you up. I don't need my boyfriend or my husband.
I never made a point about building.
I don't need my husband.
Use the expression build you up, but helping you
help me grow and all.
I also never said help.
So how many people who are not in the relationship at the workplace, are we saying performance at the workplace is because your partner is at work? No, people are performing with or without their partners.
It's very apples and oranges.
Or at work. So we shouldn't even. No, it's not. We shouldn't even say okay. So when you are, we shouldn't use that as an example that when you are at work with your partner, it builds you up. The person motivates you.
I think that was just one. That was just one angle.
We can't take away from
so many different.
We can't discount it
either.
You can't discount it, but on an average, what's the percentages? I mean, since you are the person who likes dealing with percentages, Daniel, what are the percentages that we are looking at? So it's not
statistics like that are difficult to gather. But I understand the point you make, as in we can't ignore the fact that knowing yourself is in itself on a road to developing emotional intelligence.
I agree.
And understanding what you can deal with and what you cannot deal with is part of it. So that if you know it's difficult for you to mix business and pleasure, you are better off separating it. Can't you acknowledge that?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it goes down to the point of, I think it's not that relationships in the office are wrong. I think once you know yourself and you know it's something you can or cannot handle, that's when you make your decision based on it. But I think for me personally, I don't see a problem with it. I've seen a lot of people that, I mean, for example, would you classify university as a workplace? Out of curiosity.
Well, it's a workplace for some.
Right. most
No,
people.
I think he means when you're
For the
as a
students.
Yeah, as a student. So as a student, when you're going to university and
Mm.
you have a sole purpose of working, bearing in mind that the examples they use, if things went sour, it might affect the dynamics, for example, in the lecture hall or, for example, in the hall of residence, right? Is that an example to use to say, you know what, that's not a good place to have a relationship? Because from my understanding, most people start their relationships there and in secondary school, but most people start their meaningful relationships in university. So, Nana, but did you have a relationship in university, and how is that different from
No.
work? You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Really?
Where did you have it?
I didn't.
Are you sure?
I didn't. No, I'm telling
She's
you,
answered
I
the
didn't. I
Okay.
didn't have any relationship in the university or secondary school. Even though I was in a mixed school, I was in Ghana National College, but I was never in a relationship with any man there. Not because at that time I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about any relationship at the time. I left Ghana National College, and then I met my first boyfriend, who was even older than I was. So he had completed university.
That's normal, yeah.
Yeah. So I never had a reason to fall in love.
Okay, wait. How did you define this relationship? Maybe it's because I'm saying the word relationship. That's why you're saying you never had one of those. Did you have any form of commitment with a man in any of those levels?
No.
No, never at all. Okay.
No.
Wow. Then you are unique.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm sure there are so many people who are just like me.
All right.
So
We have reached a clear impasse, and we didn't even think that this was going to be a debate from the beginning. But we have. Okay, so Nanaba and Abena on one hand believe that no office relation. I mean, don't think about, don't look, brother zone. If some people have even whispered that think of them as ugly.
Get stressed. She did beat me for my chest.
That's what I never said. I mean,
If I tell you
Okay.
that I'm blessed,
But anyone on the other side, on the other hand, are saying, look, it can even be beneficial. It can even help you. It can even help you be a better employee, a better person.
mommy come just
So what we'll do when we come back is that we'll look at the things that is making that typically make people shy away from relationships in the office, and then we'll raise those issues, and then we'll talk about them frankly and ask ourselves if indeed
damn I'm lucky.
those concerns are valid.
Under fire the person when no one make we grow.
That will come up right after this.
Did they give me the
Stay with us. This is a Super Morning Show, but please keep your comments coming in on 0244 340 437 0244 340 437. We'll be right back.
go all I Colombo? See, if you say I still be the Batman now they grace. I go fire the person.
Hello, the Joy Business Minute now with Daryl and Karen.
Good morning, everyone.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Mamia, has commissioned a fertilizer factory in the Eastern region as part of the One District, One Factory program. It would manufacture fertilizer for government-subsidized fertilizer project.
Banking consultant Nano Tue Champong has described a ban on the payment of deposit mobilization fees as good for the development of the industry. The central bank, in a public notice, directed banks and specialized deposit institutions to stop paying any fees to attract deposits.
Meanwhile, more banks are reducing their charges and fees on some electronic products and services offered to the public. A Bank of Ghana report also revealed that some of the banks are waiving charges on bank statements sent to their customers.
And China's Huawei, the tech giant under scrutiny for its alleged links to the Chinese government, has become caught up in a controversy surrounding the representation of Taiwan. Huawei has come under fire for allegedly implying in its smartphone settings that Taiwan is independent.
That's your update.
Join us again at 3:06.
In a world where everything is changing around you, sometimes you need to turn to someone you can trust. You want to move with a change in safe hands, and we are here to help. At Societe Generale Ghana, we understand change because we have transformed and evolved. No matter how our name may change, 43 years of retail and corporate banking expertise never changes, ensuring stability and trust. Digital innovation as the world moves forward to help you adapt, upgrade, and keep up. Bank with Societe Generale Ghana and enjoy doing your banking your way, whenever you choose, in our digital zones with cutting-edge digital banking products and quality services. You deserve a better bank and great rewards. We agree, the world only moves because you make it move. SG Ghana, the future is you.
From importers to exporters, direct to indirect workers, you and I, the MPS Terminal 3 is great news to us all.
As a trader, doing business at the port has become easy. The machines are very modern and clearing goods has become very fast.
As a port worker, it is a great joy to be part of over 1,000 Ghanaians working here. This new facility means a lot to us.
As a cocoa farmer, I have more markets to export my products. The entire world can now taste my cocoa, bringing me and my family more income.
The MPS Terminal 3 is a game changer. MPS has invested in world-class equipment and technology to optimize efficiency of doing business at Temaport. This means more jobs, development, and opportunities for our present and our future in Ghana. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Mr. Bossman, with all these computers, servers, and electronic equipment, I know they see one cable for the floor cry.
Charlie, you be right too. We they use raised access floors from Interface, so all the cables they hide under the raised access floors. So
this be the solution to the plenty cables we in my computer room for office. Accountant, call Interface now.
If you're involved in new property development, renovation, or decoration, the right place for you is Interface Limited. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.com.
Do not improvise an auto gas cylinder. Make sure the auto gas cylinder is properly installed by a qualified technician. Always keep a fire extinguisher handy. In case of a fire, stand at a safe distance and attack the base of the flames. Avoid decanting LPG from one cylinder to the other. Domestic transfer of LPG should be avoided. Cars fitted with auto gas cylinders should be filled at appropriate filling stations. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Okay, our last caller for Chirewajin on Radio Ghana by 56.7 FM is on the line. Hello, you have 30 seconds. Chirewajin.
Hey, Mr. Presenter, yes. I don't understand how I take out my own money to buy credit. My own money, oh. Then when I buy it, the people say I have to use it by a certain time. Otherwise, they will take it away. I mean, how? If I buy it, then I should be able to keep it as long as I want. Abrabona, you trying to say again, Suzuki expiry. It's not all of us who can call.
All right, thank you. Expiry is a very serious issue. Now, let's take a message from our sponsors.
Tired of expiry on your calls? Switch to Airtel Tigo. Get Fuse, the only call and data bundle with no expiry. So time no be problem. Call all networks and browse with Airtel Tigo Fuse. Dial *567# to bundle.
Airtel Tigo. Life is simple.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
What else? You know what time it is. Oh, baby, come baby. Yeah, oh, Papa, me yada. Princess, ni fearful, you know what paga. Near me, feel it cross in the yard, was shada. Nensa, for me, chin, who I'm a taba. Body, the shorty got it for days. So don't call me preco, cause the way you be winding your waist. Forgetting the band dressing, actually get it with taste. Until my casa, actually, one team case, cause. Obi you get money they talk. If you no get money, hide your face. You don't go shake your Fenty. Red bottoms, Louis Vuitton. Physical cash, no checks. Oh, who the long, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Baby, let me open your cherry, let me bold blues. And I do pull up your Chevy, Winnie will cruise. One mess in the younger papi will bloom. It's on the house now.
If I tell you that I'm blessed, you go see, so don't get stressed. She did beat me for my chest. Damn, I'm lucky. If I tell you that I'm blessed, you go see, so don't get stressed. She did beat me for my chest. Damn, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Mommy come jogodo, I'm lucky. Daddy come jogodo, I'm lucky. Tonight we go jogodo. Damn, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Mommy come jogodo, I'm lucky. Daddy come jogodo, I'm lucky. Tonight we go jogodo. Damn, I'm lucky.
Tonight is the night, drinks for two. Open poncho so I bring some juice. Remember the best offer you can't refuse. And Casacra, now your body is seduced.
8 minutes past 9. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Love it.
And sometimes I feel guilty because the conversation gets even more heated when the mics go off. But this is for you listening to us, so please tell us what you think. On 0244340437, Office Romance. To do or not to do? Please, if you have done before, tell us what happened. Did it get weird when you guys broke up? Why did you guys break up? Are you guys still together? How is the marriage doing? What happens when you guys get to the office?
If I tell you that I'm
Do you get jealous sometimes? Does she talk too much to the guys in the office? Does he have wandering eyes looking at every girl walking past? How does that work? 0244340437 at Joy997FM #JoySMS. The Oak Plaza Suites in Kumasi debuts singular luxury accommodation. You see, if you are working together, you can go on an office trip to Kumasi and then you go to Oak Plaza Suites together. Exactly. But then again, if you are not working together, you can have your privacy and save money. You see, I'm a fair judge. Explore the kingdom of gold in unrivaled luxury with our midweek special cash rates as low as 825 Ghana cedis from Sundays to Thursdays from the 1st of August to the 30th of September 2019. There are discounts as low as 50% with packages including a light breakfast. The Oak Plaza Suites in Asokwa, Kumasi, the pride of the Ashanti region. Now let me tell you about the Airtel Tigo Fuse bundle. It is an all-in-one bundle that does not expire. It offers you minutes to call all networks. It offers you data for browsing, so you are not forced to finish it up in a day, week, or month. Dial *567# the bundle from your main account directly from the scratch card or through ATM. Affordable price points are available: 2, 5, and 10 Ghana cedis. Airtel Tigo. Life is simple. Before we do anything else anymore, what is the audience saying?
Okay, well, Kojo from Kumasi says, "Hello, Daniel. I'd never encourage office romance, because it destroyed my first marriage. If the persons involved are not married, fine. And even that, they must be cautious. It doesn't intrude their job description." So it looks like he's talking about infidelity here.
So did he have an office romance with someone other than his wife?
We don't know.
Charlie,
but
please text back.
He will not.
We want details.
Ray says, Didi, nobody aims at getting attached at the workplace. You never know where you'll meet your loved one. In my case, I met my wife when she joined our company for attachment. We fell in love, handled it well. People got to know when we invited them for our wedding, and 10 years on, we're still happily married. Story. And she has moved on to another company. Our company had no policy against office romance. And this one says, sometimes you both need to act professionally and not mix emotions with work, but sometimes naturally happens. It's happening to me at the moment, and sometimes I wish I could fight him when he's speaking with other ladies romantically. But sometimes it's fun because you get to discuss people at the office after work, and that creates conversation for the two of us.
Wonderful.
Somebody says office relationship, and they didn't add you. When you text us, please add your name. This one says office relationship is good, i.e. that is why Raymond Aqua married Miss G and Mr. Nye married Michaela.
Low blow.
He's using examples. Why? What is your problem? Mamiesi says, "Good morning, Daniel. I've been in an office romance relationship. It was a big deal for me because I'm a nurse and he's a doctor. We dated for a year, but the problem began when clients came to the hospital. I'm talking about male clients, and they were interested in me. And then my colleagues would go and tell him that some guy was taking my number. And then when I saw saw him sometimes talking to female clients, it was a big deal for me. But eventually we had to break up. Some colleagues also dated and married and now have children. So I said to myself, I'm not going to have any relationship with a guy where I'm working. So that's a completely different scenario. Daniel, with what I'm experiencing at the moment, office romance is a no-no. I met this Italian guy at my workplace and he showed interest in me. After dating for some time, I was not interested in the relationship again. Therefore, we both agreed to call it quits. But this guy is making my workplace hell for me. He keeps on reporting me all the time to my superiors, even on issues I know nothing about. It seems just the mere sight of me irritates him. But I am not leaving this job. He will rather leave. That's Abner from UK. And finally... Cool says, Daniel, I don't believe it's a problem. Love has no boundaries. There are some people, due to their occupation, they cannot go out or even meet people. The only people they come across are their fellow working colleagues. And hey, tell Nanaba I've been dating her in my mind way back at TV3.
No, wait. So does that count as office romance?
I guess it does.
Kitty. Let's go. See me, I no get 30 billion. Although you will, but I got so much love to give you. I got so much love to give you. Oh no 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 no. I bless the day I found you. Let's go. Oh Lord of mercy. Oh don't see me who I am, yes you.
So what if he was singing about a lady in the office?
Some fine, some bad, but that's where you take
he won't. He won't.
No.
Why, hey, wait. Do you have any information about Kiddy? All right. Good morning, Daniel. I see nothing wrong when the office policy doesn't frown on it. Relationships can be made anywhere, which includes the office, but it comes with a lot of self-control to maintain it. Could be fun. Do you agree, Naya, that it counts with a lot of self-control?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, it all depends on you. You are the one that makes the experience in the office and the experience in the relationship. If you can't handle the pressure, then like Nanaba says, just don't go in there. And that's okay too.
Okay. Anymore, in what ways does dating in the office become difficult? I mean, realistically.
Oh gosh, okay, I'm going to start from the text messages, right? So, I mean, some of the messages that I've read, you've heard how people have said, when I see him talking to other people, when I see her talking to other people. Obviously, I think the whole flirting, familiarity thing is a problem, but it's not an exclusive workplace issue. That's a character issue in the first place. So the fact that you are seeing him do it, or the fact that you're seeing her do it, it's not much different from the fact that they would be doing it even if you weren't seeing them. So fundamentally, it's a bigger problem. So there's definitely that. I think the biggest problem with workplace relationships is the breakup, if there is a breakup. Because now, can you imagine if you and I had dated and then we
broke up, and then we have to do news review in the morning?
It would be
or host the relationship show about work office.
That sounds exciting.
No, if we had broken up. So I mean, it would be difficult because
we have to separate the two of you.
Because we would come into work and we would have to spend time together. We would have to go on assignments together, and there could be so much acrimony. Like I can't imagine sitting across you at 5:50 a.m. and I'm so angry and then not kill you.
But that depends on what you broke up for.
Exactly. But then again, even for the healing, let me finish 1 second. Even for the healing process, coming from a psychologist's point of view, there's always that time apart after a breakup that is necessary for healing. The thing with when you're working with somebody, unless you're at a different branch, when you're sharing the same physical space, is that time apart is not allowed because you're seeing them every day. And so every expression, every move, everything that they do is reminding you. And so you don't have time to heal. So that's definitely one of the... you could, but then 3 weeks. And if sometimes it takes more than 3 weeks
get pregnant, to get... maternity leave, take some time off, sick pay.
How much? The thing is, okay, so here in Ghana...
That was a joke.
No. I'm not... You see, the fact that you have to book a holiday, or the fact that you have to leave work, that makes a point for a relationship affecting work.
But are you going to feel sad for a person that goes on holiday? I mean, take some time off, get some time to breathe. Even if you're not working together, you do that,
point.
right?
Let me give you a typical example.
And then what? You come back to work, right? How is the problem solved?
Time to heal.
The person is still there.
Let me give you a typical example.
Healing won't happen in 3 weeks.
That's true.
And that's the maximum. But sometimes healing takes, for some people, it takes such a long time. So when you become so simplistic like that and go, oh, take a leave, take a sick leave, you would come back. And so that's the attendance problem that the against office romance
against
people. Against people want to see with the office. And it always brings a problem to human resource. Because like what Abna sent, the text message that Abna sent, now when it goes to her supervisor, you are trying to decipher, is this really an issue or he's being petty, he's being personal? And then it goes to HR, and then you give the human resource so much work because especially, and that's why office romance between subordinate and supervisor is actually a no. It shouldn't happen at all. It shouldn't.
Why not?
For the reason that she just gave.
Exactly. Thank you. Anyway.
Condition.
So as I was saying, it shouldn't happen at all. So any more like this. Now this guy is picking on her. You this is my bread and butter issue. And now she says, okay, he would rather go than I go. So it's become war instead of focusing on performing, on being happy at work. Because as I earlier stated, we spend a third of our lives at the workplace, and then I have to now maneuver and then scheme instead of focusing, because even in as much as you are scheming to stay at the workplace, it's not for the business. It's how to ensure that your ex is the person who rather have, if the person is outside of the workplace, you don't have to be all this vindictiveness to achieve results. Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel, in a few minutes, I'll open the phone lines. So 0302 216 541 0302 216 541. Anyone, what's the best way to? I know you have a point, but after that, what's the best way to handle a workplace breakup?
Okay, so before I answer that question, the other thing that worries me about workplace romance, even though I'm for it and I'm on the women's side, is reputation. Because I believe in having a very wholesome conversation. So reputation, and I'm speaking purely from a woman's point of view. If you're the kind of person who wants to keep your relationship private, it can be difficult when it's in the workplace because people observe you. I don't believe that love can be hidden, affection can be hidden. You will definitely, if people are paying attention, they'll definitely catch glimpses. Now, Daniel, you and I over the past few weeks have heard so many different rumors. You know what it is? I'm standing somewhere, I'm talking to someone, it means I'm dating them. Oh, now you've moved to this person. Oh, now you've moved to this person. And so if you're not careful, it becomes a reputation issue because you're dating at your workplace. Also, you were dating this person, it didn't work out. Now you're dating this person. And in our Ghanaian society, then suddenly you are viewed as the kind of woman who is dating just anybody. You're dating all over the place. You're seeing this person. So there's that aspect to consider. Now, moving on to how to get over a workplace breakup. I think Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.
Okay, no. I think that question should be answered by someone who's actually gotten over a workplace breakup.
That's the assumption that you're assuming I haven't.
No. But I think let me talk from a guy's point of view.
Okay,
from a guy's point of view.
male perspective.
Okay. From a male's perspective, it's very simple.
You know what? I'll let you continue. But Ben from Dansoman just joined us, and so let's take his thoughts as well. Good morning, Ben.
Yeah, how are you?
I am blessed.
Yeah, I quickly, I want to find out, since it happens at multimedia, can you give us...
Oh. Ben, I beg you, please call back. I beg. Is he on? Okay. 0302 216 541. I beg you, Ben from Dansoman, call us back. Okay, so Naya was making a point about handling breakup. Okay, so he said he had a minute anyway. So okay. When he came on, he said he had a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
so,
and his credit. This is why Vice President should speed up the data call situation.
Okay. Yes. No, yeah.
Okay, listen, taking it back, right? And I think, again, we're underplaying human involvement from here. So, for example, the same way when you're working for a company, you might be working for someone that has a very different point of view to you, right? But it's up to you to be able to be mature enough to be able to, be able to work with that based on how your company works. So, going by how I broke up, how I handled my own breakup, I looked at it as a separate situation. It didn't stop me from fulfilling my job duties. It was up to me to come with the strength to be able to separate how I felt from that situation and work. It's not a good excuse to just say, well, because you've broken up, it should lead on to actually having a bad situation at work.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting thoughts there.
See me, I no get that Billy.
Begu Mahama is calling from Obuasi, the city of gold. Hi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Your topic is very, very interesting. Office romance is what I always want to speak about, but you are giving that opportunity. Thank you very much. You see, when it comes to office romance, for example, it is something that happens to people who are very intelligent, not people who are very weak mind. It happens to people who are, very intelligent people, who are very smart. You see it? Very, very smart. And such people, when they do that, they increase productivity.
Mm.
It makes them very happy in life. Let's even come to this. Whenever you happen to have some kind of different at home, some sex and other issues, after some time, you see how happy you are. So some people don't become jealousy.
Mm.
You see, they see the world just like belong to them. So in the office, whatever thing it takes, they do it.
Mm. Mm.
You see,
Charlie, it sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah.
You're a very blessed man this morning. Jacob is calling from the Lekma Polyclinic. Hi, Jacob. How's the road doing? Hey, Jacob,
the hospital. The hospital is in Teshi.
Polyclinic. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Pardon me. Your radio was very loud at a point. Thanks for reducing it. So yes, Jacob, where do you stand on our topic?
I happen to have one.
Jacob, the radio is still a bit loud. Very sorry about that. Okay, turn it off totally.
I happen to be in a relationship, but not in the office, but at the workplace.
Okay. What's the difference?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Oh, well, I find myself in accounts and she was a nurse.
Oh, okay. So you're in the same building, the same polyclinic, but you're in different departments.
Yes, different departments.
Okay. Do you think that makes it easier?
Personally, if you should ask me, I'll say no.
Really?
Yes, but those days when we met, that's about 19 years ago, we were all junior staffs. So there was not much of a problem. But if you happen to work in the same place and it's a senior staff where he or she takes decision, and sometimes the decision might affect your fiancé, it's not the best.
Oh, okay.
But as for office, no. That one, there's totally no. I would never recommend somebody to do office. Hey, Dan, are you hosting a Super Morning show? Then my good friend, my quatrain friend, with you will be your fiancé.
Anymore.
So when she's doing the morning show, she'll be looking at your face.
No, you come and meet kebab here in the city in the morning.
don't ever do that.
She'll make kebab with me. Come and put the kebab.
So I salute you.
Oh yes, sir. Jacob. All pressure from Jacob this morning. Thank you very much for calling, Jacob. Bishop is on the line from Asante Mampo. Hi, Bishop.
How are you?
I am blessed though. How are you?
Fine. Topic is quite interesting.
I know, right?
But let me find out. Are you in the office? Are you having any office romance?
I wish. Look, Bishop, I wish. I'm telling you. Share.
If you wish, you should have been working with single women. You are working with married women. How can you romance?
That is the first problem. You see, that's the first problem. Mr. Please, Nana Elegba, HR boss, let's do something about this situation. Yes. What are your thoughts, though?
Yes. I would say no and yes. It depends on the personality of the two who are involved. Some may take it that it is business. At office, it is work as usual. It is business. And these are the ABCDs of So let's do it there. And then when we get home, or when we are, in private, we do our own thing. But some too depend on their personality. Even giving instruction for another subordinate of the opposite sex to do something, they will take it that it is entering into relationship because they are into that relationship. So I would say it depends on the personality. Some have made it and they are working well and they are, happily married and or happily in that romance. But some too, it is suspicion over and over every day and quarrels. So it depends on the personality of the individuals involved. That will make it something. And the rules of the company on office romance 2 counts. And that will let it be something that we'll have to look at. So enter into it, they should know their personality.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to Richard from North Industrial Area, but Linda Oforikwafo, head of Ghana Integrity Initiative, says we wives hate office romance. Hey.
Wow.
We wives. Yeah. So is there an experience you want to share there as well? I mean, maybe.
No, I think she's saying that because a lot of affairs begin at work. A lot of extramarital affairs begin at work.
But of course, we are talking about legitimate office romance relationships that could lead to marriage, as has done in some cases.
I don't confirm extramarital.
All right. Richard is on the line from North Industrial Area. Good morning, Richard.
Yeah, morning, Danny.
How are you?
I'm fine. You know something? Anyone was saying something earlier on that something happened at multimedia. I just want to know what really happened before I continue with mine. Otherwise, good morning.
Richard.
It was hypothetical.
No, so she's been making a lot of hypothetical points. But I mean, it's no secret that Raymond Daka of the Super Morning Show team is married to Miss G of the Entertainment Hub. And so, yes, some colleagues here in Multimedia Group are married to each other. And bridal fair, we met Baba Tando of Joy Sports and her husband, Kofi Tando, who works at engineering. So, I mean, this is something that happens.
Every example of you and I has been hypothetical.
But please, every example of Enimo and I has been hypothetical, albeit my wish. Stephen is on the line from Mankesim. Do I have Stephen? All right. Hi, Stephen.
Yes, good morning, Kofi.
Hey, good morning. How be?
Good.
Great. Let's hear you.
I'm totally against that. You know, the workplace is for the bottom line, the profit. So, I mean, if you are there and all you do is be looking at people and thinking some way that you want to have a relationship with them, no. And you know how nasty it becomes? When superiors and subordinates are fighting over women in the office, it becomes very nasty. And, you know, supervision, you know, goes to the dogs. I mean, people then begin to misbehave at the workplace because everybody is dating everybody. And the work will never be done. So for me, the workplace, please, if you want to have your relationship, go out there. But where I have established my business, no. No.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for calling us from Mankesi. My last caller is John from Tancho Hill. Hi, John.
Hi.
John, I'm getting some feedback. Please turn off the radio. So where do you stand on this? Office romance, to do or not to do?
It depends.
On what?
It depends on the two who are involved. If it has to do with your boss, and you find that your boss is flirting with other women in the office, are you going to take that? I don't think the men will take that lightly, or other women in the same job will take that lightly. And also, if it's not your boss and it has to do within a certain rank, the two really need to be very, very mature. You know, it takes maturity. And that is where I would stand that there is nothing wrong with that. But then it's 50-50. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for calling us. Okay.
I don't like what you're doing. You're always giving me excuses. I'm always taking care of the children. All you know is music. I hate you. Camido on the beat.
What be the matter? I see they crying for my head. I hope say no be better when you carry. Mommy, woo,
See, I they love you for a long, long time, and I never go to give up on the love. I go buy designer, yeah, yeah. For you, my miss my like, baby. Anything that you want, my baby. You know, go suffer for this life again, yeah, yeah. Ferrari for my lover, welcome. Gucci shoe for my lover, company for my lover, yeah, yeah. Don't let bill for my lover, Egusi for my lover,
Camido with For My Lover here. We have to bring the conversation to an end at a point. But let me read this text from Yoni Kolendi. He says, Dan, I started my relationship in lower 6th classroom in 1986. She became senior girls prefect and I became the assistant senior school prefect. We were physically apart due to school and career pursuits, but we spent at least 3 months a year together. We got married after about 8 years and saw each other on an average of about 4 months each year. We have been living and working together the past 13 years, 24/7. We have 4 children. I introduce her as my girlfriend of 33 years and my wife of 24 years. We study together, work together, and do everything together. In my opinion, if you love someone, you want to spend every second of your life with that person in spite of occasional disagreements.
Plenty fish for my lover.
Baby, you know the job they over me, but the body are they won't sleep. Love be sweet, the one for on yeah. I'm singing my shiva, and I want to give away with me. Gucci on a Monday, and Gucci Mars on a Sunday. Rest of your heart, oh. Sorry for your stress, oh.
I'll take final words from Abinanaye and Enimwa now. But before that, Barclays Absa Group Limited has a lot in store for SMEs in Ghana. Absa is interested in supporting African businesses, specifically SMEs. We help them grow by providing finance, capacity building, and financial literacy programs. We've supported over 140,000 SMEs and individuals across Africa. Welcome to Absa Group Limited. Absa, proudly serving you in Ghana as Barclays. From the 1st of August to the 30th of September 2019, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is giving a generous 10 to 50% discount on all school items like textbooks, pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and much more across all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takrady, and Cape Coast. For further information, please call us on 0302 764 101 or 0302 764 209 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one stock shop for all stationery and furniture. Keep using your MTN Momo account to build points and win exciting prizes like Samsung Smart TVs, up to 3,000 Ghana cedis in eCash, or one of the brand new Hyundai cars, including the all-new 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. From now till the end of August, remember, promo winners will only be called with 0244 300,000 to redeem their prizes. Dial star 120 hash to check your points. We did for you everywhere you go. So I'll soon be speaking to our friends Kobe Adams from Super Sem Cement on the Joy News Habitat Fair. The second mini clinic comes off tomorrow. Remember, text messages are brought to you by Afrodan. Your back must last you a lifetime. And Glyco Critical Illness Plan GSIP. Glyco, we cushion you for life. But I'll give 30 seconds each to my panelists to wrap up, beginning with you, Abina.
So it's been an interesting conversation, but my position still stands. Office romance, it doesn't augur well for the company. I mean, I heard what Yoni said. Excellent. It makes you go, but let's not forget he works for himself most of the time. When you are your own boss, you get to, the rules are a little relaxed and then it works for you. But then when you are working for an organization and they need to meet targets and need harmony and don't need conflict of interest arising each and every day, office romance curtail. And I agree.
Some would say that people who work for themselves, they are under more pressure to meet targets than people who work for others.
Yes, but then when you are your own boss, you set the rules. So, and as they always say, the boss sometimes doesn't need to follow the rules.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's working for himself, he's under pressure, but it's different when
You're working for someone
you are
else.
working for
Okay.
somebody else. So, and as Nanaba said, it's the psyche, because when I enter a workplace, I see all those guys there as my brothers, never attractive to me in any way. And so, fortunately, 15 years of my working life, I have never
been in a workplace relationship.
No, and it won't happen.
And she says it with so much gusto. Never. Okay.
And
And
it's
your
not happening.
final words.
The heart wants what the heart wants. Okay? If you see a situation where, you get along with someone, the person understands what you go through at work on a daily basis, it's very likely that they'll be able to understand you as a person and what you go through. So it's the onus on you to be able to differentiate between work and pleasure.
Right.
If you can do that correctly, then there should be no problems at all.
Okay, thank you. Anyway.
Okay, so Luke 14:28. Oh, I'm serious. Oh, for which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? And I picked this because I think advice, workplace, romance, outside of the workplace, same advice. Count the costs, think through it, take your time, make the right decision. Because in the workplace or outside of the workplace, it could go either way.
Boom.
Thank you for the sound effects.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much to all of our guests. And we'll take just a few messages. And like I said, we'll be speaking with Kobe Adams from Super Sem Cement. He's the communications director there. And we'll be talking about the Habitat Fair. Our friends from Pop Chain will also be joining us this morning. So you want to stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We're on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
At UBA, we pay close attention to your every detail, making you feel like a VIP every time you visit us. We have the strongest financial and technological background, making us #1 in risk management. We have offices in New York, Paris, and London, and presence in 20 countries across Africa. UBA has successfully operated in Ghana for almost 15 years, with 28 branches throughout the country. Visit us today at a branch near you. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Daddy, I bet you enjoyed your trip abroad.
Oh, yes. It was worth every peso, and the experience was breathtaking. The beautiful environment, the culture, and the food. Oh, my. Until I got terribly sick.
Perhaps from eating too many new dishes.
But you know, thanks to my Glyco travel insurance policy, all my medical bills were paid for the 3 days that I was on admission.
Really? Glyco travel insurance policy?
Yes, my dear. Glyco travel insurance is the best. Look, it covers medical and emergency services, personal assistance services, emergency return home, personal liability such as legal defense fee, loss of baggage, personal accidents, trip cancellation, or even delayed departure. And even these are the ones I remember off my head.
Yes, Glyco Travel Insurance has a worldwide cover and widely accepted by embassies, both Shenzhen and non-Shenzhen. Visit any of our Glyco offices nationwide or call 020-422-113 or 055-5305-547 for ready assistance from our experienced support team. Be safe, travel protected, and have a peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
The Full Gospel Business Men's Fellowship International during the National Convention in August seeks to win 3,000 souls in fulfillment of the Great Commission. Help support Operation Save a Soul 3000, SAS 3000 with your treasure. Please call one of our counselors on 0204-591-991 or 0204-594-964 or 0204-594-965. Thank you, and God richly bless you.
I and Dr. Acacia. Acacia gives your workers the best customer service and treatment options when the need arises, keeping them healthier and more productive for your business. Acacia Health Insurance. We place value on those you value.
No one likes the siren of the ambulance, but once in a while, there is a moment in our lives where we need help and pray silently for an angel. That is why the Call Angels came into being, to provide 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, round-the-clock ambulance cover for medical emergencies, domestic accidents, road traffic accidents, non-emergency transfers, and any medical condition where professional hand is needed to get a patient to the hospital. Download the Call Angels app for free from Google or Apple Store. You can also register for value-added services by calling 18026 or star 3330 or 0302 909746. For as little as 100 Ghana cedi, you can guarantee you and your family for up to 5 persons priority response, in addition to a 30% discount on fares for your transport request. Sign up and get that peace of mind for you and your family. Call the Angels in that critical moment and we will be there. Kindly note that this service is currently available in the Greater Accra region only.
A great journey lies ahead of us all, but we all have different paths carved out for us. When choosing your path, make sure you choose a partner you can trust, a partner with integrity who will always stand with you and give you the support you need when you need it. No matter who you are and where you are in your journey in life, you are very significant, and so is the path you're on. Consolidated Bank Ghana cherishes financial security as much as you do and shares the same values as you, and that is why we are the right financial partner to stand with you. We are now one of the largest banks in Ghana, and we are ready to partner and work with you. CBG, we stand with you.
Promo way I had Sabi Gusu Yusumi Mumuno. If you say MTN Echimachedia no, Edia to table. Brand new Samsung 65-inch UHD Smart TV. Na brand new 2019 Hyundai. And I feel 3,000 Ghana there. You should say mono. MTN Momo. Still, Misaka. The journey of 1,000 smiles. Yashasya 10 years ago. And to celebrate this milestone, MTN give you away exciting prizes in the MTN Momo at 10 promo. Yeah, you use Momo no. You could win one of the 2019 Hyundai i10 cars. Yasama or Samsung Smart TVs for baby. And they up to 3,000 cedis e-cash every month. And a grand prize, 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe in the MTN Momo at 10 promo. Into signing on and they keep using your MTN Momo. Now when you big, if it's August, only on Ghana's best network.